Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hamdan syukranillah, summa salatu wassalamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa ashabihi wa mawalah amma ba'd. All praises belong to Allah, Lord of the world. Him only we worship and Him only we ask for help. So salawat and salam we send to our Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, who has broadcast from the darkness to the lightness, mainly Islam. My brother in Manakidah, certainly I don't forget to thanks to the moderator who has given me the opportunity to present my presentation here. My presentation is under the title Islamization of Knowledge, Application in Education, from Concept to Practice, by me, Muhammad Nur Rahim Maksum. I come from Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta, and my friends are Deddy Ramdhani. He comes from Universitas Islam Negeri Mataram. So the next is Meti Fatimah. She comes from Institut Islam Mamba'ul Ulum Surakarta. So the next is athiatamyizatun Nisa. She comes from Universitas Negeri Islam Surakarta, Raden Masaid. So the last but not the least, she is Dharma Ratna Purwasari. She is student of the Master of Magister Islamic Education in Universitas Muhammadiyah Surakarta. So everybody, let's go to the next. Alright everybody, we begin from the introduction. Everybody, as we know that the Islamization of knowledge is a concept developed by Said Naqib al-Atas and also al-Faruqi. Both of them have a view, which is to make a world view as the main basis for the developing the knowledge. Their concept developed throughout their works and become one of the most interesting dialogue in many Islamic universities. But the level of the implementation of this concept is really lacking in education realms. So, the Islamization of knowledge has the potential to form science by using as many Islamic attributes as possible. But the misunderstanding on the side of conception are decisive at the level of practice. If the conception is wrong, then the practice will become ambiguous. Okay, everybody, let's go to the context. Even in the Islamic boarding school education space, biology education is considered a completely separate part of the religious science. As for the science of religious, it really has another dimension. Why it is happened because of the scientific dichotomy is also influenced by the demands of strict scientific specification. So we are going to the research objective. This study aims to examine the Islamization of knowledge by paying attention to the four aspects. They are the objectives, preparation of human resources, curriculum, and practice of delivering the materials. Research method. This type of research is literature research, which is sourced from the history book, both general and Islamic association, and related journals. The data analysis method uses content analysis with the stage of reduction, presentation, and also drawing the conclusion. Everybody, we are going to the research result. As we explained it at first, that we have four aspects to see and to pay attention here. The first is educational objective, or we say it by vision. Everybody, the Islamization of science requires a view of life first, because the knowledge developed must be based on a view of life. Thus, the Islamization of knowledge can only be developed in the world of Islamic family education, or we say it by a Muslim couple. While if it is in the form of educational foundation, then the purpose of the foundation is to produce the generation of Muslims who love science. Usually this has been fulfilled if you look at the vision and mission of the institution. From the vision or purpose of the establishment of education institutions, it is what determines the curriculum and human resources they will provide. Uh, the second, the second aspect is the curriculum determination. The determination of the curriculum is adapted to the goal of the educational institution itself. If the goal is to produce a generation of Muslims, then he must provide various devices so that his student will grow into the desired generation. Everybody, if we talk about the curriculum should be viewed as something holistic. This is the curriculum of Islamization knowledge. So, in the scientific field, there is no fixation on the division of branches of sciences. This should be viewed professionally. In the general, the science is divided into several things, such as the general sciences, so the religious sciences, for example, is Akidah, Fiqh, Hadith, Ulumul Quran, etc. So also the tool science, for example, is Nahwu, Sorof, Balaghah, Khat, and Qira'ah and Naw. This is the tool sciences. Everybody, the scientific definition, if not understood, will give rise of boundaries, as if one science has nothing to do with another sciences. But in the Islamization of knowledge, all sciences are related to each other. That is, but both as a means of increasing the capacity of faith, charity, and ihsan, as the scientific activity practiced by the Prophet and the companions. Alright, everybody, we are going to the third aspect. It is human resources preparation. The ideal teacher to carry out the process of Islamization of science is the teacher who has and mastered the basic abilities on Islamic epistemology, both the Bayani. Bayani is namely Islamic knowledge that is doubted with the rejection of Nash as a source of basic knowledge. So the next is Burhani. Burhani is which is the best of on reason, al-aql, and also empiricism, or we say it in Arabic by al-tajribah. And finally is Irfani, which is a system of knowledge that is dated with al-ilm al-khuduri. So the fourth is practice teaching material. The practice of teaching the material is an important part because he is the spearhead of the Islamization of knowledge. So what is the first? The first is it should be emphasized to the prospective teacher that science is not objective or natural, as the paradigm that has been developing. This process is very important according to Said Nakib al-Atas because it is necessary to dispel any mysteries of knowledge. Usually, teacher rarely on handbook he obtained from various publishers, most of which are not based on the paradigm of Islamic knowledge. So, the second process of Islamization of knowledge is to include Islamic elements, according to Al-Faruqi, making various things as ibrah. then associated with the instruction of the Quran and Sunnah. The last is conclusion. Islamization of knowledge is a concept that must be described in its practical form. Sociologically, this has been applied in the Muslim family education model, but in the institutional scope, the Islamization of knowledge has not been optimally promoted. Understanding of Islamization of knowledge needs to be improved by reading religious knowledge literature at the same time, supported by the pedagogical skill. To achieve human resources like this, it is necessary to do this by selecting teachers or improving quality through the training, especially aimed to applying teaching methods based on the Islamization of science. In the teaching practice, a teacher must be able to make science it means to increase student piety. Thus, it is different from the learning objective in general. A student's success is not determined by the value of the level of knowledge, but rather by piety. What about certain knowledge can have an effect on his faith and daily behavior. So that's all from me. So I apologize from my mistake, if any. So the last I say you, thank you so much and Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.